Welcome to What's Up in E&U by Prolifics, your go-to podcast for electrifying insights into the energy and utilities world. I'm your host, KP, and joining us today, Jeanette Wareham of Prolifics, as we explore her client's journey to innovation. From upgrading their advanced distribution management system, or ADMS, to improving outage response times, we'll uncover how this Midwest-based energy company keeps the lights on for their communities. Welcome, Jeanette.
Thank you, KP.
Thanks for being here today. Thank you for your time. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Can you provide us with a high-level overview of the challenges faced by this energy company and what they were really looking to achieve?
Sure, KP. Well, first of all, they really needed to improve the way that they monitor and control the electric grid so that they could better meet their customer demands. And they had a very old system, and the new system would allow them to remote monitor and control the system and support faster restoration times, and also provide them a more consistent, integrated view of the system so everyone in their organization, including their people out in the field, could access this information.
Okay, great. Thank you. So in essence, upgrading would enable features like automatic outage reports and quicker issue resolution.
Yes, the two main components of an ADMS system for the one this customer picked were the outage management system and the distribution management system. We focused on integrating the outage management system, which obviously is designed to help reduce customer outage duration, which utilities measure with a thing called SAIDI, or System Average Interruption Duration Index. It's like a reliability factor that they look at in utilities. The other key benefits that they were looking to get out of the outage management system is leading to capital and operating and maintenance savings, because it would reduce the outage time and streamline a lot of their processes.
Great. Thank you for sharing those insights. That's really important and really aligns to a lot of the challenges that the E&U industry is having today. So after you discuss these challenges with them, how did you and Prolific strategically address these challenges to drive meaningful business outcomes for them?
Well, obviously, we built a team. And one of the first things we had to start to do was understand how their current system worked, and what the new ADMS system was going to add and provide to them. And they really had very little to no documentation on the current system. So we spent a lot of time gathering requirements and understanding through a lot of interviews with them what they were looking to accomplish and gain, and what the key requirements were going to be for the new OMS system to talk to all their other back-end systems. They had a variety of systems, including SAP, which was their enterprise resource planning system. They had a new field service management system that they were also putting in, that they wanted to integrate this to their asset management system, their customer system, which was a module in SAP designed specifically for utilities. So we had to look at all the different integration points and how we were going to accomplish all this. So we built a team. We had an integration architect that actually designed a lot of the architecture and the integration patterns, and then a development team which primarily worked offshore. And we had a test manager who worked to build a lot of the test cases with some of our accelerators that we've built through our innovation center, and then a full testing team to do the functional testing, the integration testing, and then kind of full end-to-end performance testing.
Wow, a lot of collaboration. This collaboration seems to be pivotal in these initiatives. Now, just a quick follow-up. You mentioned accelerators. Just briefly, can you help me understand what purpose the accelerators served for this?
So the accelerators, especially in testing, allowed us to create the test cases very quickly and modify them for different use cases and really test thoroughly and faster, which is really important when you're implementing a new system to catch any errors in the development stage so that you can correct those and have clean code going into your user acceptance testing and then your final, deployments. So speed and accuracy and clean code is really what you're trying to accomplish with these accelerators.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. As we were addressing these challenges, we broke it down kind of into two different phases. Is that right?
Yeah, there were multiple phases, but obviously the requirements gathering was, the big upfront phase. And we also did some re-engineering of their existing code to understand how it worked because there was no documentation. Then we went into the design phase where we actually looked at the architecture and how everything was going to work. Then we moved into the development and testing phase and then into deployment.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. The next question is about some of the benefits or results that they've achieved. And I know you've mentioned and talked a lot about the expected results and some of the benefits that they've already seen, but can you talk a little bit more about what some of the measurable impacts were observed from these initiatives?
Sure. In fact, I was just talking to one of our sponsors because they've had the system live now since last spring. We put it in
Mhm.
where everything went live, and we just had a major storm, a winter storm in January. In fact, my power was down, and but I have a full house generator, so I'm lucky I didn't have to be out for 4 days like
Right.
some of my neighbors were. But during that storm in January, they experienced savings of over $2 million with this new system.
Wow.
So it definitely helped pay for a lot of the system. They've been very, very pleased with the results. We're still doing enhancements on the system because as they have storms and things happen, they see, oh, you know what? We really want this. And so we're doing a lot of enhancements and add-ons to the system, but they've been really, really pleased with it. It also, some of the intangible benefits would be, more visibility and operational safety for their people. They can better control the voltage reduction to reduce peak demand. Obviously, because it's all new infrastructure and all new systems, they have improved system reliability and it allows them to better locate the faults and things that are happening much, much quicker and assisting the operators in a more effective and safe response time during outages. So that's been big. They also have now a common operator environments because they have a single user interface for both their control room and their field people. So it's a modern, high performance, and very secure architecture, which, they were looking for because this modernization initiative was taking a very old system and bringing in a new one. They also wanted to improve the customer experience, right?
Right.
Where they could better communicate with their customers. And we've built some add-on things for them to communicate more with their customers and support for outage portals as well. So their customers can communicate with them when they have an outage. And mobility support, which they did not have with their old system. So their people out in the field can get a real-time view of the system status and damage assessments for the crews that are out in the field.
Right. And like you mentioned before, they're not wasting time sending out trucks for things that might not actually be an error, right?
That's a big one, yes, because every time they roll a truck, it costs them money. and people's time that are out there. So, yeah, they want to use their resources as effectively as they can and restore the customer's power as quickly as they can. Another thing that utilities face is they're highly regulated. So there
Hmm.
is several organizations. There's the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, or NERC, and then there's the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, or FERC. And they have performance and reporting standards that the utilities have to follow. So putting in the new ADMS system allows them to better respond to those performance and reporting standards as well.
Oh, absolutely. That's huge to be able to make sure that you're staying compliant and you're aligning to any laws and regulations that are around those systems.
Correct.
Thank you so much. That was really helpful. Finally, I'd like to kind of get your thoughts on future outlook and maybe some key lessons that you've learned and how these key lessons maybe inform our approach to future digital transformation initiatives in the E&U industry.
Well, I think obviously collaboration is huge. Communication with the customer, understanding the requirements up front is really critical. Checkpointing with them regularly. I mean, we had so many regular checkpoints and meetings, and just having a really solid team. We had an awesome project manager, both onshore and offshore. We had an excellent solution architect and integration architect. Those people were critical in the beginning to make sure we understood what the customer was trying to accomplish, making sure we designed things up front, got buy-in from the customer and sign-offs, and then, you know, doing the development and testing and, that continuous cycle. And as requirements changed, being flexible to accommodate the customer, because that happened a number of times as you're putting in a new major system. Things happen and things change, and you have to be flexible. And I think we demonstrated that to the customer, uh, our flexibility. And the other thing that we did to help the customer, and I'm doing this with another customer, is because there was such a big focus on this initiative, it was a huge project.
Mm-hmm.
We helped support and put a managed services agreement in place for their existing environment that we supported while the new one was being developed and implemented. So they didn't have to worry about that. And that was important because we get a lot of storms in the Midwest in the summer and in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And our team actually, even though we were just doing 9x5 support, because their systems were pretty stable because they were older and they were stable. We also put in a hypercare support for them during storms, so our team would work round the clock till they came out of a storm mode. And so that gave them the ability to focus on their new program while we were supporting their old environment. And once the new environment went in live, then we put together a 24/7 managed services agreement. So we support all the new integrations that we built as well as the technology that we used. And I'm
Wow.
doing the same thing with another customer that I'm working with that's going to be putting in a new ADMS system. We're looking at supporting the environment now and then also once they go live.
So you can literally say that we are there for you, rain or shine,
Absolutely. Or snow.
or snow or storms. Well, thank you so much for sharing these insights with us today, Jeanette. Really appreciate everything that you had to share today.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks, KP, for doing this.
So today we've witnessed some serious power moves from our client, with Jeanette from Prolifics guiding the charge. From revamping old systems to zapping outage times, their story's a real spark of innovation. What really shines here is the power of teamwork and smart strategy. By plugging in new tech and collaborating, they've flipped the switch on grid management and customer satisfaction. So this wraps up another episode of What's Up in E&U. Join us next time as we continue to unplug more electrifying insights. Until next time, keep shining.